still heard things with the hip hop here going in, and I still only listen to the bangers of certain genres of music, right? If you ask me if I listen to classical, I'm like, nah, but I know this joint from Yo-Yo Ma that'll have you on the floor. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't listen to rock like that, but I got this joint Metallica and the San Francisco Symphony Orchestra's off the freaking hook. You know what I mean? So I only listen to the bang versions that give me that feel that I would get from hip hop. And I guess if you were to put it in a nutshell, all I'm saying really is I find the soul in that music.
Right.
Like, you know, sometimes you'd be like, yo, that white boy got soul, right? That's what you're saying. You're saying that he's got something in there that rhythmically moves with how you as like the black person or African American, you know what I mean, how we feel with, you know, how we do. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, we got soul. So I look for I started listening to all kinds of other musics, but I was still looking for the soul in it, right? Which is crazy because it's like when I mentioned Bjork, it's funny because that's how she looks at it. And she's very revered in her style for that same type of approach. Because people will say like, yo, if you work with Bjork, you got to be able to work with it as if you were working for like Stanley Kubrick, the director. Like she's going to want the most intense version of whatever you're bringing to the table, right? So if she's giving you a chance to do a guitar solo, you better rip it until half your lung comes out. You know what I mean? It's like, that's how I always like to want the feeling behind it. And I mentioned Kubrick, Stanley Kubrick director, you know, he directed The Shining. He used to work his actors to exhaustion, not because they wasn't getting the scene right, but because he wanted the result of the exhaustion. He wanted the reality of that exhaustion to be in the picture. That was the genius of him. That's also why a lot of cats hated him. You know what I'm saying? But that was the genius of him. But all that to say is that's how I hear it. You know what I mean? So that's why it's like, yo, there's hip hop and it's great. I'm like, but I started finding the hip hop and everything else. You know what I mean? But it still pisses me off with what's happening to our culture. It's like the only thing that we got left is the respect for the rhyme. It's just still got to rhyme. At least today, in today's music, at the very least, I was having this thought earlier. At the very least, it rhymes still. Thank God for that. They're repeating a lot of words, and I don't care. I really don't, because I'm okay with hip hop and rap going back to being predominantly delivery based, because that's what's happening. It's delivery based now. Like if you're lyrical, you got to be lyrical. Like, no, this is my thing. That's what I'm going to stick with. And that's just how it's going to rock, because it's moving more towards it's your delivery. My guy. That's why KRS has been hitting since day one. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
No, I mean, you're absolutely correct. I mean, it evolved so much that you gotta really understand too that back then it was made for us, meaning that because of our age group. It all depends on the age group. Now, what you hear on the radio now, it's not geared towards us. And that's how it's always been like that. I mean, that's we wanted hip hop to grow. Now it's grown, and it out. And but the thing about it is, the great thing about it is now is so many platforms that you can hear different styles of hip hop. So I mean, like with these guys, because I was like the same way too. I don't like, I was like that old dude. I don't like, what they're doing now. And to be honest, I really don't care. I mean, look, rap, have your version of rap and, try to make the best of it. If you're making money off it, that's great for you. If you can make a career out of it, hey, I mean, but everybody, you see how it goes in trends, because at one point, everybody was trying to sound like, CNN. Everybody was trying to sound like CNN. Everybody was trying to sound like Wu-Tang. Everybody was trying to sound like Nas. So I mean, that's just how hip hop is, man. I mean, I was like that at first, like the old man, get off my lawn, this, that, and the other. Now I'm like, you know what? Do your thing. If that's your rendition of hip hop, that is great. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, but and I'm all right. Okay. I'm starting to come around. I am. Because like I said,
I have no choice to come around. I gotta come around with the position.
No, listen, I understand awareness, I understand tolerance, and I understand acceptance, and I understand that all three of them are different. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I get it. But that kind of leads me to the next thing I wanted to ask you, like you kind of just answered it in a second. Like, all right, so you did have a time or like a phase where you're like, nah, I'm not rocking with none of this new stuff or whatever, and then you kind of gradually came around to it, like more so. But what I'm more so asking is like personally, right? Did you start like actually liking? You know what I mean? Some of the I'm not gonna say new age artists. I'm gonna say some of the new age sound, right? In a sense, because actually a lot of the stuff that you bang, you know what I mean, is like local, independent, whatever, and it's still more true culture, hip hop sounding stuff. So I'm not coming at you talking about like, oh yeah, you know what I mean, where you're all about mainstream. It's like, because you're absolutely the complete opposite. Keep it real, you know what I mean? But it's still modern, you know what I mean? It's still like more new age, you know what I'm saying? A cat that's gonna get on, he'll still have an indie record sounding like Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? It's like he'll still do that. You know what I mean? But like, did you start like liking a lot of new stuff? Like, where you know what I mean? Like when you say an MC is hot, listen to him. Where's that coming from?
Actually, like, okay, I listen to the new stuff. Do I play it on my radio show? No. Do I play it in the house? Absolutely not. Right. But I do respect it though, because I mean, instead of like just like, oh well, okay, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Yeah. I just what came across my emails right before we got on was a new song by Quavo produced by Pharrell. Okay. And I was like, I listened to it, I was like, okay, nah, it's not that bad. So I emailed the program director. I said, yo, you know, we might need to put this in rotation. And then another song came across, YG and Pusha T, and I was like, okay. Now the thing about it is, because this is what the sound is, this is what they want to hear on the radio. And I'm like, okay, I mean, you know, I go with it, but I still have my show, and what I used to do is just prejudge before even listening. So now I don't want to hear that shit. So now that shit is horrible. Yeah. But to be honest though, right, half the stuff that's out right now is not that bad. It's not. That's just their rendition of it. I mean, do the beats sound all the same? Yeah. Do the flows sound all the same? Yeah. But guess what? The beat sounded all the same in the 90s. The beat and the flow sounded all the same in the 90s too. So I mean, it's just their rendition of it. It is. It really is. I mean,
right. You're right.
I mean, it is. And
but you know what?
Not even hold on for a minute. Not even just that. Newsflash. Everything in the 90s was not dope. There was some trash shit in the 90s. I'm telling you. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, you know, the 90s." Look, everything in the 90s was not great. You would listen to it like, man, turn that shit off, man. Yeah. And to be honest, it comes from down south. It came from the East Coast. It came from Philadelphia. It came from New York. Like everything was not gravy in the 90s. I mean, but you know what though? Being older and just seeing the evolution of hip hop and then going back and listening.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Like this. That was not it. I'm sorry. You know. I mean,
my God.
But that's just hip hop though. That's what
listen.